Today, I will share with you how to replant and care for orchids after their flowers have faded. Using a modern yet easy semi-hydroponic method, this will help the plants grow healthily and bloom regularly. With orchids after the flowers have faded, the stage when the plant is usually weakest, the leaves begin to grow slowly, and some even look lifeless. These orchids were previously grown in a greenhouse. When brought home for flowering, if not properly cared for after the flowers fade, the plant can easily weaken. But if done correctly, you will see something very interesting. The plant recovers, becomes healthy again, and can even bloom more beautifully than before. Now, I begin to carefully inspect the inside of the plant. The first thing I focus on is the root system. I take the plant out and remove all the old growing medium. In greenhouses, plants are usually grown in moss, but after a while, this moss is no longer suitable. I completely clean the old growing medium, leaving the plant neat, airy, and ready for the next stage of care and replanting. When removing it, I observe very carefully. Any damaged roots or roots that are no longer capable of recovery are removed. Next, I will remove the old flower stalk. The previous blooms were truly beautiful, but now they have faded. The petals have all fallen off. And once the flowers have completed their mission, my job is to care for the plant to prepare for a new flowering cycle. If we care for it properly, the orchid can completely bloom again from these buds, and we will be able to enjoy more blooms in the future. Next, I'll take the scissors and start trimming the roots. You can see these roots right away. Some are rotten at the top, and some are completely damaged at the bottom. These roots absolutely must be removed. There's no point in wasting them. If left, the damaged roots will spread to the healthy ones, causing the orchid to weaken very quickly, even ruining the entire plant. Cut decisively and neatly, completely removing all rotten roots, keeping only the strong, green, and vibrant ones. After trimming all the damaged roots, the orchid will be cleaner, lighter, and ready for the next step. Now, I'll place the plant outside and proceed with the next steps to help it recover quickly and sprout new, stronger roots. Next, I brought the plant inside for a thorough cleaning. I used clean water, gently and evenly spraying the leaves, roots, and base. When spraying like this, you'll see all the dirt, grime, and mold wash away. I do this step very carefully because when the plant is completely clean, its ability to recover will be much faster. Clean leaves allow the plant to breathe better, clean roots absorb nutrients better, and the orchid will become noticeably healthier. After cleaning, I checked everything again to make sure the plant was completely clean. At this point, I took the plant outside and began the next steps to care for and restore the orchid. Next, I took out a clean container and poured in exactly 1 liter of filtered water. Preparing the water carefully from the start is a very important step. It significantly impacts the effectiveness of the care later on. Next, I took out the potassium permanganate solution and added about 10 drops, no need for more. Potassium permanganate is used for antibacterial and antifungal purposes. helping to eliminate any remaining pathogens and creating a clean environment for the orchid to recover and grow better. After adding the drops, I stirred well until the potassium permanganate was completely dissolved in the water. Next, I took out our orchid. At this point, I prepared a soft cotton pad and gently dipped it into the freshly prepared potassium permanganate solution. I wiped each leaf one by one, very gently, to remove all the dust and mold clinging to them. The leaves looked cleaner and brighter with each wipe. Not only the leaves, but I also carefully cleaned the remaining flower stalks, as mold often hides in less noticeable places. Once the plant was clean, the leaves dry, and neatly arranged, I placed it outside and moved on to the next step. Next, I took out a clean container. Then, I placed the entire orchid inside, gently positioning the base and all the roots into the container. Once the plant was securely in the container, I slowly poured in the potassium permanganate solution, ensuring the base and all the roots were completely submerged. At this point, I let the plant soak completely in the solution, allowing the potassium permanganate to eliminate any mold and bacteria hidden deep within the roots. I will soak the plant for 30 minutes to give the solution enough time to work, cleaning and protecting the roots. Next, I used bananas as fertilizer for my orchids. Every time I eat a banana, I always remember to save the peel. Don't throw it away, because it's an incredibly great source of organic matter for orchids. Banana peels are rich in potassium, phosphorus, and magnesium, important nutrients that stimulate strong root growth, promote vibrant and long-lasting blooms, and increase the orchid's resistance throughout its growth. After preparing the banana, I cut and slice it into small pieces so that the orchid can absorb the nutrients more easily and effectively later. On the Blissful Garden channel, you can also find many ways to make homemade organic fertilizers from familiar kitchen ingredients. These are not only cost-effective but also help plants grow sustainably. Next, I prepared some garlic. I took 3 cloves. Garlic helps stimulate root growth, has antibacterial and antifungal properties, and repels insects. Then, I sliced the garlic thinly to release its nutrients. Which country are you watching this video from? Let me know in the comments. It's wonderful that we can connect and chat with each other from all over the world. Next, I took out a small container. Once everything was ready, I put all the chopped garlic into the container. What kind of orchids are you growing? Please leave a comment below so I can create a detailed, personalized orchid care guide tailored to the specific characteristics and needs of that orchid variety. Next, I poured in about 500 milliliters of hot water. The hot water will help the garlic and banana quickly release their nutrients. Then, I stirred it well, allowing each slice of banana and each piece of garlic to completely mix in the water. I will let it cool for an hour until the nutrients are fully dissolved before using it. After 30 minutes, having soaked the orchid in disinfectant solution for the required time, I gently removed it. At this point, both the roots and leaves were clean, and most of the bacteria and fungi had been eliminated. I then took a clean cotton cloth and wiped it again, especially the base and between the leaves, to remove any remaining dirt or mold. After wiping, I noticed the orchid was drier, sturdier, and looked much healthier. I set the plant aside and proceeded with the next steps of its care. After about an hour, I checked again and found that the banana and garlic mixture had completely cooled. At this point, the nutrients had seeped into the water, dissolving evenly and carrying natural vitamins and minerals that are very good for the orchid. Next, I took out a clean container and filtered the banana and garlic water, discarding all the pulp and sediment. This step may seem simple, but it's very important because it makes the water clearer, preventing root blockage when used for orchids. After filtering, I obtained a natural nutrient solution that is mildly fragrant, clean, and safe. Next, I add 500 milliliters of clean filtered water and stir well until the solution is completely mixed. Just doing this step correctly ensures the nutrients are ready and safe to use for the orchid, without worrying about root burn and allowing the plant to absorb them very well. Next, I took out a cup of nutrient solution, then used a soft cotton ball to evenly apply the banana and garlic mixture. After that, I began caring for my orchid. I gently wiped the tops of the leaves to remove accumulated dust, then carefully wiped the undersides where mold and bacteria often reside. This process opens the stomata, allowing the orchid to absorb nutrients more quickly and deeply into the capillaries. Not only the leaves, but I also cleaned the flower stalks. Clean, well-ventilated flower stalks ensure the plant is healthy, strong enough to develop, and produces abundant, vigorous blooms later. Once this step was complete, the orchid was clean and ready for the next steps in its care. Next, I took out a container and gently placed my entire orchid plant inside. Then, I poured the prepared banana and garlic nutrient solution into the container. At this point, the orchid's roots and base were completely submerged in the nutrient solution, allowing each root to slowly absorb the nutrients. I soaked the plant for about 25 minutes. After soaking for 25 minutes, I could clearly see that my orchid had absorbed all the nutrients from the compound fertilizer solution. At this point, I gently removed the plant, and looking at the roots, looked healthy and strong and appeared very natural and full of life. The orchid now looked much healthier, no longer weak or tired as it had been initially. Immediately afterward, I placed the plant outside to continue with the next steps of its care. Next, I used pre-cut plastic bottles like these. The bottom part was used to hold water, and the top part was for the growing medium. This method is simple, economical, and very effective. Then, I took a piece of soft cotton and cut it into a funnel shape. Here, I cut it into a funnel shape and this length. I placed the orchid inside this cotton so that the cotton could absorb water from below and conduct moisture upwards. Ensuring the roots always had enough moisture without becoming waterlogged. At this point, I took the orchid out to examine it closely. The roots were very healthy, plump, and looked vibrant. Next, I prepared a pot of growing medium using shredded pine bark. I put the pine bark in the pot, placed the orchid in the correct position, and continued adding growing medium until the plant stood firmly. The pine bark substrate must be thoroughly cleaned with potassium permanganate or baking soda to remove any remaining mold, ensuring healthy root growth. This completes the planting process, making the orchid stable and ready for the next stage of recovery and growth. Next, I took a support stake. It could be wood or metal. I inserted this stake into the pot, then used butterfly clips to secure the lower and upper parts of the stem. The purpose is simple: to keep the stem upright, preventing it from tilting or breaking during the plant's recovery and growth. After securing it, I poured clean filtered water into the bottom of the bottle, just enough to cover the rim. Thanks to the soft cotton layer, the water is gradually drawn upwards, evenly permeating the substrate, and then the orchid roots naturally absorb it back up. This method helps maintain stable moisture levels for the roots without worrying about water. I grow orchids this way because it's very easy, especially suitable for those who don't have much time for care or who frequently travel for work. On average, I only need to check once every 10 days. If the water is low, I add more. If the water is dirty, I replace it. On normal days, every 3 days, I just lightly mist the leaves to keep the plant moist. As for nutrients, I maintain a regular routine twice a month, both misting and watering the roots. By following this schedule correctly, the orchid will recover very quickly, its roots will be strong, its leaves will be plump, and it will grow noticeably more vigorously. Next, during this stage, I move the plant to the garden, placing it in a shady, well-ventilated spot with just enough gentle light. The results were remarkable. After just 1 month, I saw a significant change in the orchid. The leaves grew beautifully, clean, thick, green, and glossy. It was clear the plant was truly healthy. The new young leaves had a reddish tint, indicating the plant was entering a period of vigorous growth. The water at the bottom maintained stable moisture levels, helping the plant maintain its vitality. When I checked again, I found the root system to be incredibly impressive. Many roots had grown, healthy, white and green, reaching up to the rim of the pot and even growing evenly at the bottom. Looking at both the roots and leaves, it was clear the plant was absorbing nutrients very well, especially the flower stalk. If you look closely, you'll see the flower stalk has emerged, with buds continuing to grow. When the plant is healthy and has strong roots, it will naturally push out flower buds. There's no need for forcing or excessive intervention. Thus, with this care method, just enough water evaporates from below, creating stable humidity so the plant neither dries out nor becomes waterlogged. I'll replace the dirty water, adding clean water and nutrients. With consistent, proper, and dedicated care, the orchid will respond very clearly. And after this step, I'll continue to add fertilizer to help the orchid maintain its strong growth in the next stage. After that, I continued making fertilizer for my orchids, still using the familiar formula of bananas and garlic. I followed each step exactly as I had shared earlier, without skipping any, because if done correctly, the plants would absorb the nutrients very well. Once the composting was complete, I filtered out all the sediment, keeping only the clear, clean nutrient solution. Next, I took out a small spray bottle. I poured some of the nutrient solution into a spray bottle to prepare for the plant's care. I gently moved the orchid outside and sprayed it evenly. I sprayed from the leaves and stem to the roots, allowing each droplet of nutrient to gently spread across the plant. This spraying method helps the plant absorb nutrients slowly, preventing shock and ensuring the leaves maintain the necessary moisture. My method of caring for orchids is about every 2 weeks. I spray evenly on the leaves, paying attention to areas where the plant has been damaged, especially the areas preparing to flower. I spray evenly on the leaves, paying attention to areas where the plant has been damaged, especially the areas preparing to flower. Next, I took out a cup and gently placed the orchid pot on it. Then, I started watering the plant, letting the water soak evenly into the roots and the entire growing medium, not rushing, letting the plant absorb it slowly. With this care method, I only do it about once every 2 weeks. On normal days, I just mist the plant with clean filtered water to keep the leaves and roots moist. Occasionally, I will soak the entire pot in water for about 15 to 20 minutes, enough for the roots to absorb enough water. After about 20 minutes of soaking, I lifted the orchid pot out and discarded the cup. At this point, I checked the water level. If it was dirty, I changed it. If it was low, I added more. It was very simple. Once finished, I placed the plant back in its original position. The plant needs sufficient natural light and good ventilation for photosynthesis and stable growth. The plant needs sufficient natural light and good ventilation for photosynthesis and stable growth. The orchid grew noticeably healthier from the leaves and shoots to the roots. Everything was thriving. The leaves were thicker, greener, and sturdier. New shoots were clearly visible, and the plant stood tall and strong. Looking down at the roots, the effect was even more apparent. The roots in the pot were thick, plump, and healthy, each root penetrating downwards to the rim of the pot, reaching deep to the bottom to find nutrients. Not only that, the roots were also pumping upwards from the bottom of the pot, covering the inside of the pot completely. Just looking at the root system shows how vigorous the plant is. Abundant and healthy roots mean a long lifespan. And the best part is that the plant has started to flower. Look here, flower buds are constantly emerging, and the flower stalks are growing freely. In just a short time, the plant will produce many flowers. Its vitality is already evident. Thanks to regular care, a combination of readily available natural fertilizers from the kitchen, and a patient, meticulous attention to detail, the orchid will thrive from root to leaf, and when it's strong enough, it will naturally bloom. Watering is simple. Add more when needed. Change the water when dirty. Just keep the soil level low enough for the plant to stay moist and grow well. With proper care, the orchid will be healthy, long-lasting, and the flowers will reward your efforts. What do you think of this orchid care method? Don't hesitate to leave a comment and share your thoughts. I really want to hear your feedback and experiences. Every share from you is a valuable source of motivation that helps us learn and love plants more every day.